of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Family Sunday here at the Big 8 has not gone well this weekend. The Texas Rangers have come to town, have taken the first two games of the series. The Angels trying to salvage the finale this afternoon against the visiting Rangers. From inside the Big 8, we welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and on this 10-game homestand, the Angels, for the most part, right after the All-Star break, playing very good baseball up until, of course, this weekend. First three-game losing streak the Angels have had since the first week of June.
Yeah, for the most part, though, Victor, a very good, productive homestand. When we take a look at some of the numbers, 6-3, you mentioned lose 3 in a row. First 6, swung the bats extremely well. Batting average, especially with runners in scoring position, over 350. Runs per game, up a little bit, certainly for what we saw beginning part of the season. In team ERA, still, the pitchers have kept the club in the game. You just got to be making those plays defensively, run the bases well, score some runs early against a very tough pitcher who's had some good success against the Angels in his career.
Well, the last thing you want to do is have a little stumbling block going into an off day and then a big series in Houston beginning on Tuesday. So Andrew Heaney's on the mound today, trying to right the ship a little bit.
Yeah, Victor, he's throwing the ball so well. He's 4-0 so far this season. His fastball command has been great. Inside, outside, his slider's been good. Changeup. Last game out against Boston threw 7 very good innings. Now, Nick Martinez, I talked about what he has done in his career. 2.08 in his career versus the Angels. But his last 5 starts, it's all about fastball command for Nick Martinez. Has not been there. 0-3 with an ERA, almost at 7. When he doesn't have that fastball command, his secondary pitches are not as productive for him. So look for the fastball up and drive it. Baseball carries in the day here at the Big A.
Rangers in third place, 6.5 back. The Astros currently losing to the Kansas City Royals. As we're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A, sit back and relax. We're going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Angels baseball is brought to you by CarMax. Start to search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. By Jack in the Box, get the new steak and egg breakfast burrito. It's not your basic breakfast burrito, and it's only at Jack in the Box. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. quick hurry to get things started here. Always works quickly and has begun his warm-up pitches and almost actually is done with them, as we will take a look at Jeff Bannister's starting lineup for the visiting Texas Rangers, and pretty much the same lineup we've seen through the first two games of the series. DeShields, Odor, and Beltran in the top third. Fielder, Moreland, and Andrews in the middle third. And it's Hamilton, Rua, and Talise getting to start his first action of the series. He's doing the catching and batting ninth. Taking on Heaney, we mentioned, sixth start at the major league level this season. He's 4-0 and a 1.57 ERA.
I really like the fact he got out there early. That tells you right now he's aggressive. He's going to attack the strike zone. He's been very good so far. My go-tos as far as getting ahead accounts. That first pitch strike percentage, nearly 60% at 59.4% for Andrew Heaney. Very good as far as the arm side fastball against right-handed batters. It's been that good this season, especially with his slider changeup.
Defensively for the Halos this afternoon, Matt Joyce gets the start at left, Mike Trout at center, Cole Calhoun at right. The infield with Connor Gillespie, Eric Ibar, Johnny Giavotella, and Albert Pujols from third to first. Carlos Perez behind the plate today.
Eric Ibar getting that start again today. He had that little bit of a tough stretch yesterday at shortstop, but still one of the best fielding shortstops in all the baseball. Fifth amongst the fielding percentage at .976. Amongst AL shortstops, a very strong arm. 93rd start at shortstop this year for Ibar.
Delano DeShields ready to lead things off. First pitch being delivered by the UPS store. First one this afternoon in for a strike. Ron Kolpa calling the balls and strikes today. Vic Carapaz at first, Brian Knight at second. And it's the crew chief Larry Vanover at third base. 0-2. DeShields last night, a 1-for-5 game, had an RBI single in that 3-run 8th inning. That was an infield knock. Tough outing for Joe Smith, who ended up taking the loss, and down goes DeShields. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night for the first out.
That's some serious pink with the fastball. 2 away, 1 inside. The velocity at 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Shoulders squared up, eyes on the target, and hits the target. 92-mile-an-hour fastball inside corner for the punch-out.
Here's the second baseman, Rougned Odor. Had a home run off Hector Santiago in the first inning last night. Multi-hit game with that home run and a double. Also hit by a pitch, went 2 for 4. Texas had 9 hits last night. The Angels had 11. Of course, it ended up being a 7-6 Rangers win. First ball for Heaney. The first two batters. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one out towards shallow left field. Joyce in. 2 down.
Great life on the fastball early on. Even that slider the pitch before was a good slider from Andrew Heaney.
Well, he went 7 innings in his last start. That was against Boston in game 2. Allowed 2 runs on 5 hits, struck out 4, walked none for just 96 pitches. His shortest outing this year was his first, and that was 6 innings against Houston. He's faced the Astros, the Yankees, the Rockies, the Mariners, the Red Sox, and now the Rangers this year as an Angel. Beltran looks at the strike. Whatever mechanical adjustment that the Angels did with Andrew Heaney has certainly taken hold at the major league level.
All it came down to, Victor, was looking at some video. Mike Butcher, Andrew Heaney looking back at some tapes. Seeing the adjustment as far as open up a little bit quicker. He closed off his delivery a little bit too much to be consistent with his arm angle. In other words, throwing across his body too much. Good adjustment the two made.
One, two, got him swinging. Down goes Beltran. A 1-2-3 inning for Heaney. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Giavotella, Calhoun, and Trout due up for the Angels. For the Halos, Johnny Giavitelli leading things off at second. Cole Calhoun at right. Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols at first base. Eric Ibar short. C.J. Cron the DH. Conor Gillespie in his second game as an Angel at third base. Carlos Perez gets a start behind the plate today. Matt Joyce, bat ninth, and play left field as they take on the 24-year-old right-hander native of Miami, Florida. His name is Nick Martinez.
And Martinez 5-5 so far this year. ERA just under 4. But my go-to is to be successful against Martinez. That line drive mentality. Yes, he'll make some mistakes upstairs with a fastball, but think line drive, stay back on your swing, and don't assume anything. Don't assume in a fastball count he will throw a fastball. We've seen that throughout the series. He will throw off-speed in fastball counts.
It's third time he's faced the Angels this year. Both the other two times, well, in April 24th and 26th. One in Texas, one here. He's throwing the ball well against the Angels. First one's a strike. Ron Kolpa calling that low strike to start things off. Did so with Heaney on the mound. Johnny hitting .268, 3 home runs, 35 RBIs. Had a 2-for-4 game last night with a single and a triple, and also scored a run. Ball would strike. Martinez making his 18th start of the year. He's been a nice addition to the rotation. 5-5, 392 is the earned run average. This is back up the middle, snagged by Martinez, and there's the first down.
Look at that Martinez. He fields his position very, very well.
Rangers defensively have Ruan to Shields and Hamilton from left to right in the outfield. Beltre, Andrews, Odor, and Moreland from third to first with Talise behind the plate.
And Moreland does a very solid job at first base. Guy that can scoop that low throw has been very solid. The season 4, Texas .995 fielding percentage, 3 errors so far this year, has turned 56 double plays.
Cole looks at a strike. .274 batting average for Cole. 13 home runs, 56 RBIs, and 3 runs batted in last night. It's 2-for-5 performance. That one's upstairs. Count even up with 1 ball, 1 strike.
Cole was 6 for 11 in his career versus Martinez.
1-2. Martinez will give up some hits, not really a strikeout pitcher. Seems to work out of any trouble that he gets into. As he's, at least with the against the Angels, he has this being his 7th game, 6th career start. Cole chases the high fastball, and he goes down swinging for round number 2.
Number 27.
Key for this game today for the Angels to be successful. Going a little Iron Maiden run to the hills. When you hit the baseball today, you got to be extra aggressive, putting some pressure on the defense, take that extra base, bunch some hits together against a guy, like you said, Victor, does not strike out a lot of batters. So put the ball in play and utilize your speed. His fastball's around 88 to 93. He will sink the fastball. Slider, curveball, changeup. Quite a few sliders, 22%.
1 ball, 1 strike. Trout 2 for 5 last night with a single and a double. 307 batting average. He drives right toward right field. Towering shot. Hamilton moving back. He's at the warning track. That one is gone. A big fly for Mike Trout. 1-0 Angels.
And Mike Trout thrills us once again. Home run number 30 the other way. A good count to do some damage. Went with the pitch, did not try to pull it. And it's a fastball away, but it's down. No, never to throw anything down in the strike zone against Trout. The stride through the baseball, completely different swing than what we saw the home run against Colby Lewis in game 1 of this series. The Trout going the other way. Now 30 home runs on the season for Trout.
Brings up Albert. It's a breaking ball outside. Some say that it's hard to hit a ball out to right field as a right-handed batter in this ballpark.
I beg to differ. It's a good place to hit, this ballpark.
2 balls, no strikes. Pujols a .261 average with 29 home runs, 62 runs batted in. Also a 2 for 5 game last night.
And again, any ballpark's a good park for Trout to hit in, I think.
Quick visit to the mound. 30th home run of the year for Trout. It's been the 97th game that Trout has played in. Was down low. 30 home runs in 97 games, the fastest in team history. Strike. Just another note on for the memoirs.
It goes on and on and on and on with Trout.
Going back outside. Foul back, good swing. Full count. Payoff pitch. Albert cues this one foul. Boy, more for this week. Chasing. Yeah. He's been so good at it, even the numbers when you look at whether it's Brooks Baseball or Fangraphs, the ability to lay off those breaking balls this year has gone up for Albert. All of a sudden this week he's become susceptible to it. That's a foul.
And it's hard to explain, really, because he knows how important he is to the offense. So at times when you're that important to the offense, like Trout and Albert Pujols, so maybe you will expand the strike zone a bit. But he's chasing pitches where we haven't seen him do in a long, long time, well out of the strike zone, down and away, breaking balls. There's been a couple pitches already in this at bat. He could have been on first base with a walk.
Nice catch in the first row of the upper tank. Now the 3-2. This one's pulled toward third, and Beltre has it go in and out of his glove. Albert trying to sniff a single, gets it.
So used to seeing Adrian Beltre make every single play anywhere near him at third base. Top hand spin on that line drive. It's the heel of his glove. Unable to control the baseball, and then Albert beats it out. Probably end up being an infield hit.
Calling that an error on Beltre. That'll be his 8th of the year. This one's out toward left field. Ibar shoots it right to Ryan Rua. That'll do it for the Angels. But they do strike first. Mike Trout, 30th home run of the season. Well, the opposite way. Well, the second with the Angels up 1-0.
Update. A certain lefty looking for win number 13 for the Astros. And another pitcher trying to keep that streak together as far as scoreless innings pitched for the Dodgers.
Taylor looks at a strike to lead off the second. He'll be followed by Moreland and Andrews. Andrews with a 1-2-3 first with a couple of strikeouts. Taylor last night 1 for 4 with a single. Goes this one foul. It's 0-2. Prince hitting .337, 15 home runs, 58 runs batted in. Pretty much start etching his name in the American League Comeback Player of the Year award. Now pretty much from middle of May through the rest of last year due to that neck injury. Hits this one toward third. Connor Gillespie with a diving stop. Fires to first, and Albert keeps the foot on the bag and picks the short hop. Wow. If they keep that call, Bannister may challenge it. That's a heck of a play on both ends.
And Albert trying to find the base initially to Buechele. The call inside to see if that play will go and stand it. He out at first, but what a play. That baseball was by Gillespie. Gets up and then to drop the elbow, which puts a little bit of a cut action on the throw. See if Albert keeps the foot on the base.
Well, it looks like it's on there, wasn't it?
If that ball's in the glove, unless he's holding the ball, pushing the ball in the dirt with the glove. That's the only other issue maybe.
They are going to challenge it. Larry Vanover, the third base umpire, is the crew chief. Vic Carapazza, the man who made the call at first, will put on the headphones and listen in as to what New York has to say.
You think they have to feel pretty confident in this play because this is real early in the game. You lose your challenge.
But right, the ball's in the glove. So if we go back to, what was it, 2 nights ago?
Ball's in the glove. Is the foot on the base? Looked like initially when the ball went in the glove, their foot looked there. It looks like it's making contact with the base. Right there. And then, now is whether it was secure or not, but it looks like it's in the webbing.
As soon as that ball goes in the webbing, as we understand it, it's a catch at first base, unless the ball's bobbled.
But what a play by Pujols.
Unless there's another definitive angle, might see this play stand, but who knows? Nowadays, it just seems like it's a crapshoot with replay.
I mean, how many times have we seen Albert have to stretch like that? He must take yoga or something, because he's had to work on that stretching quite a bit this year at first base.
You know, he and Jose Mota are very tight. Jose likes that hot yoga stuff.
It's coming in handy right now.
Maybe. But nice play by Gillespie, because you're not anticipating that from Fielder. And he is out at first.
And they're out of challenges early in the game. What a play by Gillespie and Pujols.
Call stands.
That range, that baseball was by Gillespie. That was hit hard once again by Fielder. But the stretch in the glove, toe was still touching the base at that point.
Yep.
Great play by Pujols.
Moreland looks at a strike. Moreland getting the start today at first base. And the quasi day off yesterday. He helped propel that rally in the 8th inning with a pinch hit single up the middle. Scored 1 of the 3 runs. 0-2 now.
See Moreland trying to slow down Andrew Heaney, taking his time getting set in the batter's box. Heaney very quick and aggressive.
Reaching for this one, bounces it to Albert. Takes it himself.
He didn't need the yoga on that play. Routine.
But you're right. There's been a lot of baseballs thrown toward first base. Taking Albert to the an outfield side of the bag. He's had to stretch back, and it's not easy because it is going against your body. Momentum's going towards home, and all of a sudden you got to readjust.
Exactly right.
2 outs and Andrews at the plate. Andrews hitting .248, 3 home runs, 33 RBIs. A 1 for 5 game yesterday, but made more noise for throwing his glove on the batted balls. He pulls this one inside the bag. Going for extra bases. Easy double for Elvis Andrews, his 17th of the year.
And that pitch on the inner half of the plate, that's the pitch he can drive and do some damage for extra base capability. Inner half of the plate, gets out right down the line for a double, a 17th double season.
Hamilton hears the boo birds as he steps to the plate. Came into the game late last night, pinch hit it. They're going 0 for 1 with a walk. Halos had to use 5 relievers last night. Hector going 5 innings. This one gets away from Perez. Andrew trying to go to third, and out at third base. Oh, that overseeing. He came up the back and they're out of challenges.
Exactly right. You can't challenge it.
And the inning is over. That's it. So we will head to the bottom of the second. Crone, Gillespie, and Perez coming over. The Angels leading at 1-0.
Job by Gillespie is to keep that tag there. Gets the call at third.
It'll be Crone, Gillespie, and Perez for the Angels here against Nick Martinez. Gave up the solo home run to Mike Trout in the first. Crone hitting .259, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs. Ahead of the count.
And this is those times where CJ has been expanding the strike zone and chasing something off speed. Mindset has to be to center in on a fastball right now.
Go for his last 12. Slider away, 3-0. Eight for 14. 4th of July weekend against Texas. What's in the strike field? He is raked this year against Texas. They've kept him in check in the first 2 games. That is ball 4. Their leadoff man reaches the other walk. Angel fans, it's time for you to tweet us your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag WestDataStrongFan. Just might see yourself in an upcoming Angels broadcast, and it's brought to you by T-Mobile. By the way, Cron hitting .429 against the Rangers this year.
500 in his career versus Nick Martinez, also 5 for 10 for the big fly.
18 of his 44 hits come against the Rangers. Connor Gillespie made his Angels debut last night. Had a couple of hits, a single and a double. Also had an RBI, went 2 for 4.
Both his hits to left center field on fastballs away. After that, they threw him a lot of breaking balls down and in.
Chopper to the right side. Odor plays a short hop. It's only placed to first. Nice play by the second baseman.
That was a tough hop. Good play. He's really turned his game around since being recalled from AAA. So far he has to go. A short in between hop. Taking the easy out at first. He had that great throw from right center field to the plate yesterday. On the pop-up that fell in by Trout.
Back to the infield, caught it. One hop, spun around, threw a strike. Carlos Perez looks at ball one. Cincinnati got to start in the first 2 games of this series. Carlos gets the afternoon nod. 224 average, a couple of home runs. 13 runs batted in. A 2-1 count. Angels last night with 3 for 8. The Bennett scoring position, 4 for 13 in the series. Overall, in the homestand, very good numbers. Strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Not a cloud in the sky. Warm afternoon here. A little breeze blowing, at least the flags are swirling around. Hope you brought your sunblock.
Bright sunny day. Beautiful day.
2-2, bouncer foul. Matt Joyce on deck. Martinez retired the first 2 batters in the first before giving up the home run to Trout.
See Carlos get back to that good level swing and hit that ball hard to right center field.
Chases the breaking ball. Talise fires the Marlins. Strikeout complete. 2 outs. So it'll bring up Joyce. Matt, last night a choice to pinch hit late in the game. Grounding out to second base. The last position player used by Mike Social. He replaced Robertson.
Just 1 for 8 in his career versus Nick Martinez, but that one hit was a home run.
Breaking ball for a strike. 178 batting average, 5 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Hamilton broke back, now has to come in. He's there, makes the catch, and the inning is over. The Angels leave a man in scoring position. 2 in the books, 1-0 Halos. 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive an MLB Network tote bag while supplies last. Be sure to purchase your tickets by visiting the stadium box office, or you can buy your tickets online. 1-0 Angels, top of the third. Josh Hamilton was at the plate when Elvis Andrus trying to advance on the wild pitch, but Elvis Perez threw him out. So Hamilton will lead things off here in the third. Hamilton, Rua, and Talise. Hamilton hit 247, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. Takes a fastball high. The only man on the left side of the infield, Derek Ibar at the shortstop position. Connor Gillespie, the third baseman, out in shallow right. Two balls, 1 strike. Hamilton playing in his 24th game now as it cuts the hour. 2-2.
That's 3 straight breaking balls to him.
Spent some time with his disabled list already with Texas. A couple of games back. Game-winning hit, but hurt his hamstring. That is ripped foul.
I imagine after that swing on the fastball, he's going to go with a slider now.
Full count. Broken bat, roller to short. 1 down.
A tough hop there too for Eric Ibar. Nice play by Eric. Firm throw over to first base to get Hamilton out.
There's Ryan Rule, the left fielder today. Hamilton getting the start in right. The only regular, Shin-Soo Choo, getting the day off. Bouncer down the line. That's a fair ball. Rua on his way to second, and he is in there with a double. His 5th of the year. Sneaking that one just inside the line.
And what we've seen from Rua, he's up there hacking first pitch almost every at bat. Gillespie off the line. This one right down the line. Larry Vanover right there. Good call.
Rua had an RBI double last night. Picks up a double here with 1 out. And it's Tomas Talise, the catcher. Switch hitting catcher. 23-year-old from Venezuela. Talise at the big league level this year, just 2 for 6. Had some time with Texas last year, playing in 18 games. Bouncer back toward the mound. 2 down.
Well, Heaney has a great mound presence about him. He not only fields that ball, but looks back to see if Rua was far enough off the base. He might have a play there. He saw that he was close enough to base and gathered himself in a nice firm throw to first base. Does not waste any time. Attacks the strike zone. Has his fielders on their toes.
There's Delano DeShields, 0 for 1. His dad played 13 seasons, or parts of 13 seasons. A first-round pick of Les Expos de Montreal back in 1987. Bouncer left side. Well, it goes an infield base hit. Moving to third is Rua. Not much you can do on that play.
No, just try to keep that ball in the infield. That's all you try to do. prevent the run.
There's Rougned Odor. Bouncing this one to the right side. That'll sneak through for a base hit. Rule will score to Shields to third. We're tied up at 1. Rougned Odor with the RBI single picks up his 32nd run batted in.
3 baseballs that have not been hit hard, but in the right place this entire inning. Results in a run, and they're still swinging the bat. It's well placed, putting the ball on the ground. And a quick visit now from Mike Butcher to Andrew Heaney.
And he's thrown 33 pitches, 26 strikes, 2 punch outs. But now 4 hits allowed, 3 which have occurred here in this third inning. Back-to-back 2-out singles. He'll face Beltre here, who struck out in the first. 1-1 in the third. In Kansas City, Royals leading Houston 5-1. That game in the 7th. Oakland and the Giants scoreless, just underway. Toronto leading Seattle 1-0. That game also just underway up at Safeco. 1 ball, no strikes. Big news today that the Royals did finally acquire Johnny Cueto. Seemed like they had a deal last night, fell through. The deal consummated earlier today.
It's a big pickup by Kansas City.
Needed some starting pitching, especially with Vargas going on the shelf. Tommy John surgery for Jason Vargas.
Getting that veteran influence in the rotation again. They lost James Shields, left as a free agent, signed with San Diego during the offseason. That's 2 big pitchers now off the market, Kazmir and Cueto.
Cueto a free agent to be, just like Kazmir. The Shields at third, Odor at first. Good speed on the bases. Beltre with a 2-0 count. Bouncing back to the mound. Heaney has it. And that'll do it for Texas. But they do tie it up. They get 3 hits in the inning. Nothing hit hard, but they do tie this game up. We'll head to the bottom of the third in a 1-1 tie. Junior Sports Update. Michael looks for a baker's dozen, 12-game winner for Houston, but
Did not pitch well against Kansas City. The game not over yet, but he will not get a win, that's for sure. Down 5-1 in that game. And Greinke tries to extend his streak, scoreless streak. But the New York Metropolitans with DeGrom, the pitcher, at the plate. First and third. And a play at the plate. Neuenhuis slides in and avoids the tag. And then the other run that Greinke gave up, he hit a batter to force in a run. So not the conventional way to give up runs. Zach Greinke's streak is now over. Clayton Kershaw now has a streak going himself for the Dodgers.
He pitches. Look at the next game. I don't know if they're playing tomorrow.
We have a couple off days coming up.
Angels and the Dodgers will tangle at Dodger Stadium Friday night. First of 3. Giavatello lifts one out to right.
Hamilton moving in and to his left, puts it away, and there's out number 1.
And now it's the time for Tools of the Trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks, with Cole Calhoun coming to the plate, but with the glove last night, full extension with an outstanding defensive play. We've seen a number of them from Cole Calhoun this year, but that one ranks up there amongst the best. Great range on diving play.
Calhoun 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. Angels, by the way, have an off day tomorrow. Will travel to Houston. Start a 3-game set Tuesday night. Angels won't get Keuchel, but they will get Colin McHugh on Tuesday. Lance McCullers on Wednesday. Scott Kazmir on Thursday. Angels will counter with C.J. Wilson, Garrett Richards, Hector Santiago. Cole fouls this one back 4-2.
I don't know what game Kershaw will pitch, because the Dodgers are off tomorrow and they have an off day on Thursday. Certainly have the chance to see Greinke either Saturday or Sunday in that series against the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium for the Angels. Kershaw will pitch Wednesday against Oakland
at home, so the Angels will not get Kershaw.
This one pulled down the line. That's a fair ball. Hamilton over to cut it off. Will play the carry. Cole on his way to second. And he'll be in there with a one-out double.
By the way, looks like Sonny Gray got Clayton Kershaw.
I would love to see that matchup. Good swing by Cole in that one. 17th double. Breaking ball. A little bit too much of the plate, and Cole made him pay for it. Stayed back at the barrel of the bat and drives it right down the right field line. Played well by Josh Hamilton. That's a tricky hop off the wall. In position to be able to field that and throw it in quickly to keep Cole from getting the third.
Trout looks at a slider that misses out of the strike zone. It is 30th home run of the year in the first inning, 60th RBI. Quickest to 30 home runs in Angels history, 97th game. Troy Gloss had the previous record. Took him 100 games to get to 30.
Good hitters count now for Trout.
Has first base open.
So you wonder if he gives it anything too good to hit with one out. Three and up. Double for Cole, by the way, 17th of the year. Angels had a man in scoring position. C.J. Cron in the second. And 0 for 2. As Perez struck down at Joyce. And a fly ball to right field.
Trout doesn't hack too often on 3-0. You never know, though.
And there's ball 4. That was one of those, hey man, I'm going to be around the zone. If you want to chase, go ahead. Yeah. Otherwise, feel free to walk to first. They've got Albert coming up. Mike Maddox making his first appearance of the afternoon. go out to Nick and besides that message in.
See, that's surprising because it was clear to us, and I'm sure to Mike himself, that he was pitching around Trout, thinking in terms of trying to get Albert to hit a ground ball, potential double play.
So you're a little surprised by the visit.
Yes. I mean, that's what you're probably told to do, avoid. We have those pitchers meetings even before the series starts, and certainly before the game today. If you're Nick Martinez, Mike Trout is swinging the bat exceptionally well in this series again. Good power, so you're going to take your chances and maybe get Albert to chase something, because he has chased some pitches out of the strike zone so far in the series.
And Mike takes full advantage of the time on the mound. If they ever instituted a clock for coaching visits to the mound, it might just be called the Mike Maddox clock.
Yeah, that might be a technical foul after a while for him.
Hey, why not? Until the umpire comes out and breaks up the meeting. Calhoun at second, Trout at first. Albert at the plate. He reached on the error by Beltre in the first inning, which we thought was gone as an infield base hit, but Ed Munson making the call. 8th error of the year for Beltre. Breaking ball upstairs. '74th error committed by Texas.
Another off-speed pitch between curve and slider. One thing about Trout and Pujols, they're not afraid to hit a home run on the same game either. They've done that quite a bit this year and throughout their careers as Angels. Battling for the top spot as far as the home run leadership in Major League Baseball. Trout now leads that category with 30.
Albert has cooled off in the month of July after red hot June. Saw him being named the American League Player of the Month. Albert hitting just .247 this month. Pick off the 10th. Cole back.
Martinez with 2 career pickoffs, 1 this year. He's only allowed, and this is his second year, only allowed 7 stolen bases in 13 attempts. He's very quick to the plate.
Two balls, 1 strike. Another visit to the mound this time by Phillies. Martinez, an 18th round pick in 2011 out of Fordham University, where he played primarily second base.
That's why you can see him being a very good fielding pitcher. He was off the mound very well. Quick footwork, especially not only get off the mound, but also in his pickoff throws.
It's Fordham, the Rams. Is that right?
Yep.
2-1 pitch. Takes low. 3 balls to the strike. First Ram to get to the biggest. Pete Harnish. Pete Harnish.
Talk about a tough competitor.
Big guy.
Yes.
Nebraska. Yes. There are a couple big guys. Jeff Jude. He was a first round pick too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
3-1 count with 1 out, 2 on. 1-1 tie here in the third. He'll look at the strike. Full count.
3-1 slider. I believe the runners will be going. Make sure Martinez goes home though. Especially if you're Cole, and that spin move potentially throw back at second.
High ball on deck. 3-2 on the way. This was popped out. Long speed pitch, it was up and in. With the ball 4. Several rows behind the Angels dugout. I can't imagine he's going to get a fastball.
A number of off-speed pitches this entire at bat.
Take a change up in. Well, bad change up too, by the way.
I would think a slider away.
Out. Calhoun with a double, Trout with a walk. Giovatelli hit a fly ball right to start the inning. A couple of glances back to Cole. Now time called.
It's almost as if Martinez is waiting for that daylight play from Odor at second, just to throw the hand out and go towards second base.
And also look there that Cole may have been going. Might see the runners take off here. Now another time.
And he was going that pitch before. You have to press the issue. Just assuming Albert's going to put the ball in play.
The runners go, and the 3-2 bounced over to third. Beltre's only play is across the diamond. Unfortunately, the runners were going 2 outs.
And that's why you do that. Now you have 2 runners in scoring position. Otherwise, that's a double play ball. A lot of clubs won't do that unless there's 2 outs. Obviously, you're going. Not all baseball clubs will send the runners on a 3-2 count with 1 out. Mike Scioscia has always done that.
Ibarro for 1. Skied with a Rua in left field in the first inning. Just got to run the first on the Trout home run. Texas tied it in the third. A base hit by Odor. Scoring Rua. Breaking ball for a strike. And today, a similar start for Nick Martinez that Yvonne Gallardo had last night, where he just couldn't find the right zone. Angels ended up figuring him out, scratching out some runs. Pulled the first. Ibar chasing a pitch out of the zone. The Angels will waste an opportunity. They leave 2 men in scoring position. 3 complete. We're still tied at 1. It's the 7th against Baltimore. Fans in attendance will receive a Garrett Richards bobblehead courtesy of Pechanga Resort Casino while supplies last. Be sure to get your tickets here at the stadium box office, or you can do so online.
And a good thing for Garrett too, it's Mike Trout's birthday. He can give him one of those bobbleheads for his birthday. Good friends.
Roommates.
Yes.
Who's to say he hadn't already given him the prototype?
Yes.
Angels leaving runners in scoring position the last 2 innings against Nick Martinez. Andrew Heaney back to work here to face fielder Moreland and Andrews. Prince grounded out to Connor Gillespie, that was that diving stop to Connor's right. Fouled off the left. No balls, 2 strikes. Terrific play by Gillespie.
He can hit some hard foul balls that way. We saw that last night too, go up in one of the suites, a line drive there. It was against Trevor Gott.
Sliding, they wanted appeal, did not go. 1-2. He's not afraid to let the baseball travel, that's for sure. Look at the fastballs. He gets on top of those fastballs away.
And he doesn't strike out a lot for a power hitter.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Heaney with 2 strikeouts, no walks, 4 hits allowed, 3 of which in the 3rd inning. So the leadoff man on, hit by a pitch.
First baseman, number 18, Mitch Moreland.
Going inside with the fastball. Making sure he didn't make a mistake. Drifting out of the over the plate when 4-seam gets him tricep and rib area.
8th time this year that Prince has been hit by a pitch.
And you mentioned when he stays inside the baseball well, you're going to get hit with some pitches when you don't give in on the baseball inside.
First hit batter for Heaney. Moreland shoots one out to left field. Joy's got a good jump on it. Curls around and makes an interesting catch for the first out. Sinking liner.
Especially off the left-handed bat. He'll run away from you as a left fielder.
Heaney, by the way, hit 3 batters last year as a Marlin.
Martinez this year for Texas has hit 13.
Elvis Andrus doubled down the 3rd base line of the 2nd. 1 for 1, double for Andrus, his 17th of the year. But going back to that number for Nick Martinez, I think a lot of guys, when they're not overpowering and they've got to rely on location, you have to pitch inside. You're going to get your share of hit batters. No intent, of course, as far as trying to.
And if you're a hitter, you're looking out over the plate because he's throwing sliders and curveballs and changeups away. So you're diving out over the plate, more susceptible to being hit with a fastball in. It's the 5th 0-2 count so far today for Andrew Heaney. 44 pitches, 32 strikes.
Count remains at 0-2. Game in Kansas City now in the 8th inning. Royals still leading it. Another shot foul down the right field line. Kansas City with the best record in the American League. 58-38. Start of the day. Cardinals still the best record in baseball, 63-34.
Pittsburgh has cooled off a little bit. It's 4-6 in their last 10 games.
They're 7 back now, the Cardinals. Giants, by the way, just 2 back of the Dodgers at the start of the day. And the Dodgers lost today. The Mets walked off on that. This one out towards shallow right center field. Trout coming on, and he will dive, and he can't come up with it. Hopefully he didn't hurt his wrist. He's grabbing that left wrist and jammed it into the ground.
He doesn't look comfortable at all. A flare out to the outfield for Andrus.
All you can hope for is one of those little stingers that takes your breath away a little bit, and it's nothing more.
See how quickly that baseball, when he makes the dive, the ball just jumps out of the glove.
Almost appears more like
over the throwing hand.
Now the thumb area, that glove hand. Instead of the wrist, more the thumb. So is she out there? Is that Rick Smith with him?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yep.
Rick.
Here's the dive and then the twisting right there. See the grimace right away. Wrist, thumb.
And for now, a collective exhale. Those watching here and at home.
And in the booth here.
Andrews credited with a single. So first and second, one out. Hamilton at the plate. He grounded out his last at bat. Three infielders on the right side. One. Fielder the base runner at second, Andrews at first. Rangers today 2 for 4 with men in scoring position. Two-one pitch. And yes, he did. 2-2.
What we've seen from Hamilton so far in fastball counts, when Heaney's thrown a slider, he will chase. He has not chased when Heaney's been ahead or even in the count on that breaking ball, though.
A fastball away here.
Take a shot at it.
It was breaking ball and hung on the inside part of the plate. Two again. It's in the dirt. Full count. Ryan Rua on deck. Lefties this year. Heaney just a little bit better than Ryan. He's 234 versus 169. Andrews had 2 full counts in this ball game, both to Hamilton. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Hamilton as he waves at the breaking ball 2 outs.
Yeah, it's amazing how he's tracked the slider even in the count or ahead of the count for Heaney and not swung at it, but he's chasing it in those fastball counts. This slider well off the plate. Good downward break to it. I like the selection though for Heaney and Perez to go with the slider. It's a big swing and miss.
Ryan Rua coming to the plate. He swung at the first pitch in the third inning and doubled down the left field line. Scored the tying run. Odor with a base hit through the right side. Tied this game up in the third.
Pretty good spot. Slider. Sensing that Rua has chased that first pitch fastball often.
Good location, 2-1. Haney trying to work around a leadoff hit by pitch. Prince fielder. 3-1. Tomas Telis, the catcher, on deck. There's 3-1. Rua takes outside. They're loaded up. First walk of the game for Andrew Heaney. Rua has been on board twice.
And a bad pitch. Just slightly off the outside corner, though, looking at our Fox tracks.
Telis bounce went back to the mound his first at bat. He will take upstairs. The man has gone away from Andrew in this inning. Very cautious. No place to put Telis. The leadoff man to Shields on deck. Two balls, no strikes. And here comes Mike Butcher.
That's one thing you don't want to try to do, is try to aim the baseball. That last pitch from Heaney, he aimed that pitch and missed by quite a bit. Some of the other pitches just slightly out of the strike zone. You just still stay within your mechanics to hit your spots.
9th overall selection in 2012 out of Oklahoma State. Marlins took him this offseason. Traded him to the Dodgers. And just flipped him. The Dodgers should say flipped him to the Angels in exchange for Howie Kendrick. Haney will face his former mates over the weekend. He was with the Dodgers a couple of hours. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike, 2-1. Back to the breaking ball. At least didn't think that was a strike. Keep it up at 2-2.
Big pitch here. Now you have options on the 2-2 count. You throw your slider or a fastball or change up. 3-2, you got to go with a fastball.
Oh, the breaking ball, and it hit him. 2-1 Texas. A slider down and in. And a second hit batter. Now,
and there, Mike Soch is right on the phone to see if that ball actually did hit him.
Yeah.
Mike Soch may get that check. See if this ball does indeed hit Telis.
Certainly hit the dirt.
Yeah, it looks like it hit the dirt. I would take a shot at it. I guess not. Maybe on the dirt, deflection gets his foot.
So it's a 2-1 Ranger lead. 2 hit batters, a walk, and a bloop single. Now Delano DeShields at the plate. He singled in the third. Infield variety. Andrews at third base. Rua at second. Telis at first. This one's out toward left. Not very deep. Long run in for Matt Joyce. Eric Ibar going out. Ibar makes a catch, and Joyce slides into him. And hopefully Ibar's all right. It's the third out of the inning, but both guys are down.
And Joyce looks like he's in trouble. That ball, it looked like he got him right in the leg. And Ibar went flying in the air himself.
Amazing that he hung on to the baseball. It's the third out. Texas retakes the lead as we take a look at the collision. Rangers up 2-1. Baseball is brought to you by the Dodge Charger with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. This car was made for driving in California. Visit Dodge.com. By AT&T Uverse. More live channels on the go than cable.
And by Subaru. Test drive the all-new 2015 Subaru Forester or go to Subaru.com to learn more.
Halos play from behind, down 2-1 as we begin the bottom of the fourth inning. Took a while to get Eric Ibar and Matt Joyce off the field. Collision to end the fourth inning. And Ibar calling for it. Joyce goes into the slide and basically takes out Ibar.
Well, that was a major collision between the two. Last second, Joyce sees Ibar calling that ball, tries to slide to avoid contact, and the knee by the chin and upper part of his shoulder, and then Eric's flipped through the air himself. Well, that's a rough inning all around. Mike Trout, too, on the dive with his wrist. Eric Ibar and Matt Joyce all in that same half inning.
C.J. Crone, Connor Gillespie, and Carlos Perez for the Angels here in the fourth. Mike Trout being checked out. This was what happened to Trout on the little blooper by Elvis Andrus.
See how his wrist and thumb is bent back. A lot of discomfort for Trout.
Crone drew a walk in his first plate appearance. One of two walks issued by Nick Martinez. His 2 strikeouts, 2 hits allowed. That is out toward left field. Rule giving chase. That's over his head. Get up and get out of here. It does. A home run for C.J. Crone on the line. 6th of the year. And we're tied up at 2.
Well, C.J. Crone brought out the 2-iron here. Rocket out to left field. Continues to dominate Texas pitching. 6th home run, 19th RBI, ties the game up that quickly. Curveball that was down. Absolute rocket for C.J. Crone going down the leverage. And that baseball did not take any time to get out of the ballpark. A different way, these two teams have scored their 2 runs. Couple ground balls, seeing eye ground balls in the third for a run and then a hit by pitch for Texas. 2 home runs for the Halos in this game.
Connor Gillespie lines one out to center field. DeShields got a good jump on it. Still going back, and he tracks it down on the warning track. Connor gave it a ride. Nothing to show for it. It's the first out here in the fourth.
One thing about DeShields, he can cover a lot of ground. The ball was hit well by Gillespie. Run that one down just in front of that 396 mark in center field.
There's Carlos Perez, strikeout victim of the second. Daniel Robertson's come out to the on-deck circles. Matt Joyce may be done. Check him out downstairs. Took the brunt of that collision. Oh, it's Carlos doesn't like that call. Caught the bottom part of the strike zone.
That's a pretty good pitch.
Chase a fastball, trying to. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2 tie. C.J. Crow knotting this game up here in the fourth. He's now with 111 home runs on the years. Carlos went around on that one. There is out number 2. Daniel Robertson coming up to pinch hit for Matt Joyce. Going for 1 with that fly ball right. Robertson hit 277 in 29 games with the Angels. 2 for 5 as a pinch hitter. Daniel came in and took over in left field last night in the 7th inning, but never got a plate appearance as Joyce pinch hit for him in the 8th. Fouls this one off. Robertson's sort of taken over that role of Colin Cowgill while Collins on the DL. Had some soft toss today, trying to progress to eventual batting practice. 2-2.
Every time Cowgill gets close, there's a little bit of a setback, so hopefully he's moving forward now. Very important part of that offense and defense last year.
2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Down goes Robertson as Martinez gives up the leadoff home run to Crow, then gets the next 3 guys. But Crow's home run ties things up as we head to the 5th.
Good swing getting down on that breaking ball to hit it out to left field for Crow.
Be a fun week on Fox Sports West and Prime Ticket next week with a ton of original programming, so get those DVRs ready because it all starts Tuesday night with Kings Live off-season report, then Wednesday Clippers Live, Thursday Ducks Live, and Friday our big show, Mike Trout Before the Bigs, documenting his life from childhood to the big leagues, how his family and community shaped him into the person and superstar athlete he is today, and wrapping it up Saturday with Albert Pujols' Celebrity Golf Classic. So Victor, lots of stuff next week.
Looking forward to it. Mike should just write an autobiography now that he's 23, 24 years of age. Odor looks at a strike. 2, 3, and 4 for Texas here in the 5th. Odor, Beltre, and fielder. Second baseman had an RBI single through the right side that at that point tied the game up at 1. 32nd run batted in. Scott foul. 1-2.
Well, it just missed off the outside corner. 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Dora pulls it foul. The count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Five hits for Texas, 3 for the Angels. Angels have stranded 4. Rangers have left 5 on base. This one's out to left. Daniel Robertson just taking over for Matt Joyce is there, 1 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. So 1 out, Beltre at the plate. .75 pitches thrown by Heaney. 48 have been strikes. This one pulled toward Jordan. Past a diving Eric Ibar. It's a single for Beltre.
High fastball at 91 and a good count to look for a fastball for Beltre. Shoots that one by Eric Ibar.
Second hit of the series. Had one on Friday. So a man on for fielder. Led off the 4th, getting hit by a pitch. Scored the run. Taylese was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. At that point, giving Texas a 2-1 lead. And it was a strike throwing machine to start this ball game, but man has left him. Either that or he's kind of changed his approach a little bit. Saw a lot of guys going up there. First pitch hacking. This was looked at foul.
But still, even though that's the case, that's when you exploit that. You can still stay with your fastball. If they're swinging at the first pitch, you just go a little bit off the corners. You can get some quick outs that way.
Game at Kansas City, a final as the Royals defeat the Astros 5-1. This one tied at 2 in the 5th. This one sky to left center field. Towering shot. Robertson moving back to his left. Puts it away. Beltre will jog back to first. 2 down. It's Marlin, the first baseman, 0 for 2. Grounded to first, a fly ball to left. Halos have the top of their order coming up. The bottom of the 5th inning, Giavatella, Calhoun, and Trout. Trout's first opportunity to swing to bat since that diving effort on the Andrews single.
Another pitch, first pitch out of the strike zone. Heaney started off so hot as far as that first pitch strike. First 16 batters, 12 first pitch strikes. Last 8, only 1 first pitch strike for Andrew Heaney.
One and one. And with that, you usually get the overall pitch count start to escalate quickly. Bouncer toward the middle eye bar, positioned perfectly. They force out Beltre, and the inning is over.
We'll have the bottom of the 5th inning, top of the order coming up for the Angels in a 2-2 tie.
Last night in the 6th inning, Johnny Giavatella triples down the right field line. His 3rd triple of the season. Went with the pitch, successfully gets into third base, and eventually scored a run there.
Johnny today 0 for 2. Line back to the mound, a fly ball to right. One ball, 2 strikes.
On of all-speed pitches from Martinez. 2 walks, 4 punch-outs in the game so far.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Feeling something from Vertigo, do you? That shot. Tell a bouncer knocked down by Martinez. Bounces right back to him. 1 out.
Talked about how well he feels. This jumps up, knocks it down, is not panicking. Baseball stays right on the pitching mound.
Calhoun, a 1-for-2 game. A strikeout in the first, a double down the line in right field in the third inning. Eventually stranded at third base. Pulled the string. 2 home runs hit by the Angels. Trout in the first, Crone in the fourth.
Back-to-back changeups.
Little pooper out to shallow center field. That'll fall in for a hit. Cole thinking about 2. He slams on the break. The Shield speed gets into that baseball quickly.
And now it's time for the top tier play of the game, brought to you by Arco. Back in the first inning with Mike Trout coming to the plate. Gets downstairs, goes the other way. A home run to right center field. Drives the ball out to that part of the ballpark. His 30th the season, leading Major League Baseball in that category.
He's been on base twice with that home run. His 30th of the year, 60th RBI. Drew a walk in the third. Look at a strike.
Especially when you're on the mound, you see a guy hurts his wrist out in the outfield trying to dive for a ball. Either one or two things: either throw him fastballs back inside or try to go slow down and away, slider, curveball away, just to make sure to see if that wrist is okay.
1 ball, 1 strike. Just 78 pitch thrown by Martinez. 47 strikes, 31 balls, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Good action count here. 2-1. 1 out.
That is lined over the head of Andrews to the left. I think the wrist is all right in the thumb area. Good swing on that breaking ball. So 2 on, 1 out, and Albert up.
Martinez tried to quick pitch him also. Slider. Stayed down on this baseball well. Both hands on the bat, which is a good sign, and threw the baseball well, and a rocket in the left center field for Trout. He's got great leverage, lower part of his body. The important thing is to see both hands on the bat in the follow through.
Albert was up in a similar situation in the third inning. Eventually grounded out on a 3-2 pitch with the runners going. 1 for 2. That's a strike.
of off-speed pitches to Albert this entire day. A lot of pitches out of the strike zone.
1-1 from Martinez is pulled foul. Fastball in off the plate.
And another pitch that was out of the strike zone. Albert frustrated. He's chased a lot of pitches in this game that have not been strikes. Is he very good as far as knowing his strike zone?
We mentioned how good the month of June was, because he wasn't striking out and he was drawing his walks. He had 13 walks in June, just 4 strikeouts. Check that, 8 strikeouts. Only 5 walks this month, with 11 strikeouts. The on-base percentage down to .295 for this month. Calhoun at second, Trout at first. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, line to left, a base hit. So he got a hanger, he punishes it. Calhoun advances the third, and they are loaded up. The Angels get a hit with a man in scoring position. They don't get a run out of it. Ibar will bat with the bases loaded.
That breaking ball, a lot of the play, like you mentioned, Victory stayed back on that one well.
Maddox out to the mound now.
That's my Hyundai key for this game for the Angels to be successful. Run to the hill, especially with the bases loaded. Eric Ibar, that opportunity to do some damage here with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. If you could split the alley and get at least 2, maybe 3 home with 1 swing of the bat for Eric Ibar.
Calhoun at third, Trout at second, Pujols at first. 1 out here the 5th, 2-2 tie. Eric Ibar so far this afternoon 0 for 2. A fly ball to left and a ground ball to first. Corner infielders playing a bit in near the cut of the grass. And takes that breaking ball in the dirt. Nice block by Talese.
And that pitch was way out in front of the plate. Now as a hitter, certainly you are at the advantage right now, 1-0. Pitcher's got to throw something in the strike zone. He can still throw something off speed, but it's got to be in the strike zone. And you're looking for something elevated. You can do some damage, hit it deep enough in the air to get the run home, at least 1.
Two balls, no strikes. Matcher in the Ranger bullpen now for the first time this afternoon. 86 pitches for Martinez. And 2-0. With an off-speed pitch. Caught the corner, 2-1.
Barely got the corner. If anything, it looked like it might have just been off the outside corner with a changeup.
Anthony Bassett, 2 scoreless innings last night. First man up today. Texas winning the first 2 games of the series, 4-2 and 7-6. They're tied at 2 here in the 5th. 3 balls, 1 strike. Thrown on deck. Ibar. He pulls this one out to right field. Hamilton is there. He'll make the catch, tagging, and coming in to score is Calhoun. Trout to third. The Angels retake the lead. It's 3-2.
It's a good swing from Eric. Squared that one up well. Driving in his 33rd run. One of the a good count to do some damage. Got a fastball and crushed it. Hamilton able to run it down, but Cole Calhoun scores the third run of the game for the Halos.
Crow now up with runners at the corners and 2 outs. CJ a walk into second inning, a leadoff home run in the fourth. Home run is 6th of the year. RBI 19th.
I believe that Crone's going to see some sliders here. Montreal has to be ready for one of those sliders in the dirt. Hanging curveball inside corner.
No balls, 2 strikes. At least way outside. Pools takes off. They'll end up at second. That's the right pitch to go on a breaking ball.
The second stolen base of the season. He's been caught twice.
th career stolen base for Albert. Crow strikes out, swinging on a breaking ball, and that'll do it for the Halos. They do get a run on the second live by Eric Ibar. 5 complete. Angels lead at 3-2.
Early on, Halos with the lead. Mike Trout going the other way, the right center field. Baseball carrying well there today. And then Texas takes the lead on a hit by pitch. Crone ties it up with a 2-iron shot to left field. Eric Ibar with the base loader on a 3-1 count. Sac fly, giving the Halos a 3-2 lead as Cole Calhoun scores the go-ahead run. The Angels lead this one 3-2. Top of the 6th.
Andrew Heaney back to work to face Andrews, Hamilton, and Ruiz. 6, 7, and 8 for Texas. 82 pitches for Andrew. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. 6 hits allowed.
Elvis Andrus with the double and that bloop single. That's shallow center field, the fourth. 2 for 2. It's 5 for 11 in the series. No balls, 2 strikes.
Coming in the game, a .307 career hitter against the Angels.
Hales have kept him in check, though, here of late. So it seems.
Yeah,
it was almost automatic before.
Yeah, .238 hitter this season against the Angels. Coming into the game.
1 down. And will bring up Hamilton, who's 0 for 2. A ground ball to short. And a strikeout in the fourth. Ibar stay from the left side of the infield. Gillespie, the third baseman, moves over to the right side. Essentially playing that second base position in the overshift. It's Giovatello toward the middle. Somebody dropped their hat on the warning track, so try to pick it up.
He does it all.
Tossed it over the fence. Came after with a fastball, and he comes up empty. It's 0-1. Oh, 2. If he has a quick inning, try to squeeze maybe the 7th out of him. Consider he used 5 relievers yesterday.
No doubt.
Changing the eye level there.
And Hamilton thinking slider. He's got 3 fastballs in a row from Heaney to start this at bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Just missed low. Full count.
That's 3 full counts against Hamilton.
And he got him. Swinging down goes Josh. 2 down.
He's been patient. He's been behind the count, Hamilton, but when he's been even or ahead of the count, he's expanded a little bit on the strike zone, reaches back. He got a fastball in the inner half of the plate. Unable to make contact, looking for a slider.
So 2 outs, nobody on for Ryan Rua, the left fielder. A double and a walk. He's also scored a run. Foul back. Just below us. Try to leave on that swing.
Good sneaky fastball because that good delivery that Heaney has hides the baseball well. 91 to 93 with his fastball. How about a 94 just off the inside corner.
Time decided order once. Now is in the first inning. A couple of strikeouts. Do it for the second time here in the 6th. Just at 95 pitches. The 2-2 on the way. Rua pops it up. Right side. Giovatello and Albert. Let me guess. Albert takes it. A 1-2-3 inning. We're at the bottom of the 6th inning. Angels have the bottom third of their order coming up. Leading at 3-2.
It's your strongest fan photo to hashtag West Data Strong Fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast. It is brought to you by T-Mobile. Nick Martinez back out on the mound to start the bottom of the 6th inning with the Angels up 3-2, and Andrew Heaney appears to be done after 6 innings, 97 pitches. Angels start to get some action going in their bullpen. Here at the bottom of the 6th, it's Connor Gillespie, Carlos Perez, Daniel Robertson. Gillespie's 0 for 2. A ground ball to second and a deep drive to center that was tracked down by DeShields on the warning track. Two balls, no strikes. Anthony Bass was loosening for Texas in the 5th inning. It looks like he might be up and getting ready once again. Trevor Gott going for the Angels. They'll pitch the 7th. 3-0.
And some base runners. And take a pitch or two.
And there's a leadoff walk to strike the 6th.
You put a bunt on or hit and run.
Jeff Bannister's going to make a change here, it appears. Martinez at 98 pitches. That's going to be it for him this afternoon. 6 hits allowed. 3 runs responsible for Gillespie standing at first base. There's a pitching change for the bottom of the 6th inning. With a 3-2 lead, had their leadoff man on board to start the 6th. Standing at first base, we have a walk, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 6 hits, including a couple of home runs allowed. Trout and Crone got them.
Do the ball pretty well. A good assortment of all-speed pitches. Now going to face a guy that throws a lot harder. Bass, fastball is 90-94, slider, changeup. So who's in, who's out? Anthony Bass in the game for Texas. Nick Martinez now out of the game. ERA 4.01 for Bass.
26th game for Anthony Bass. Pitched last night through 30 pitches in his 2 innings. Carlos Perez 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
So often you'll see a pitcher throw over the first base before the first pitch is thrown. This is see if the hitter will square around the bunt. The tip off of sacrifice is in order.
Showing bunt, takes low. 1 ball, no strikes. Bass has thrown 1 pitch since entering the game. Here comes the second. It's a bunt. Perfectly placed. Low throw, and it gets away from Odor. Going to third is Gillespie. Perez to second.
And the Angels getting the breaker. Perfect bunt by Carlos Perez. And a low throw from Bass to Odor. Odor looked like he should have made that play.
Yeah.
Had a little bit sink on that throw over to first base, but he was trying to keep his foot on the base and kind of looking up almost to see where Gillespie was.
Bass gets charged with the error. So the infield in for Texas now, and Robertson at the plate. The sacrifice bunt for Carlos. Robertson 0 for 1. He struck out in the 4th. Halos this afternoon 1 for 6 with men in scoring position. Showing bunt, takes low, potential safety squeeze.
Both pitches sliders in the dirt so far in this at bat for Robertson.
Bunt on the first base side, rolls foul. It's 1-2. Take a slider from Bass last night. Nasty. Good location with it. Got a good one working already today.
I would think he's going to throw a slider here, looking for a swing and miss against Robertson.
This is that a 2-strike approach where you're just trying to shoot something out to right field.
Especially with the infield in, Flair went in the outfield.
There's that breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wouldn't be surprised if we threw another one out there.
That's his go-to swing and miss pitch as compared to his fastball. Even though he has good velocity on his fastball, he's got a sharp slider. Have to think he's throwing one now.
Giavatella on deck. 2-2, bounce it back up with a knockdown. Andrews fields it, no play. It goes an infield base hit. Gillespie not going on contact. Now the Angels are, I don't think I've ever seen a runner not go on contact.
Yes, but with no outs, you're more apt not to do that, especially when the ball's hit back at the pitcher. Right back up the middle. Off the foot. I thought Andrews had a play at first base.
Yeah.
Surprised he didn't throw it. But a break for the Angels.
Yeah, Mike Maddox out to pay a visit now.
I still think Andrews might have had a shot, but he might have been thinking too, if he makes that throw or attempts to throw, that maybe Gillespie goes. He was waiting to see if he would go from third on the throw over to first base. But Gillespie does not go. The Angels, like you mentioned, Victor, always on contact, but that's generally with one out. And the ball, when it's back to the mound, that's when you want to stay put.
So Gillespie at third, Perez at second, Robertson at first. Nobody out here in the sixth inning. The Angels up by a run. Giavitello for 3 today. Bouncer back to the mound at his last plate appearance. The infield playing halfway. At least the middle infielders are. Corner infielders playing in. Johnny pulls one out to left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Station to station baseball. Everybody moves up 90 feet. It's a 4-2 Angel lead.
Giavitello did a nice job of getting that hanging slider look like that over the plate. That hit me all over it, and Johnny stayed back on that one well. And another base hit for Johnny Giavitello with the bases loaded. Stayed back, line drive. Another hit for Ibar.
That's going to be it for
Giavitello.
Sorry, Gooby. Anthony Bass as Jeff Bannister's coming out. With Cole coming to the plate, we'll have a pitching change. Second of the inning. We're in the 6th. Still, bases loaded, nobody out. The Angels leading at 4-2. Makes his second pitching change of the inning. It's left-hander Sam Freeman taking over on the mound. 28-year-old has pitched in 32 games for Texas this year. No record of 3.38 ERA. 20 strikeouts, 11 walks, and 21 in the third innings for the pride of the University of Kansas.
Oh, right. Yes, it is. Good fastball, too. 92-97, slider, changeup. Johnny Giavitello now 7 for 9 with the bases loaded this year. The new Pat Tabler with the bases loaded.
Cole Calhoun 2 for 3, a double, a single, and a strikeout. Perez at third base, Robertson at second, Giavitello at first. Corner infielders playing in, middle infielders looking for that double play ball. Freeman, a Texas native, grew up in Carrollton, Texas. First one's in for a strike. Lefties hit 289 against Freeman this year. Right-handers 150. Outfield playing in with Cole at the plate. 1-1. Found that one back.
Fastball upstairs.
Mike Trout on deck. Spencer Patton getting ready.
I might see another pitching change in this inning.
Two balls, two strikes. Easy 95 right there.
Pretty good spot on that fastball.
Freeman originally a 32nd round pick of the Cardinals in 08. Two now. Down low. Full count.
We'll be looking fastball for Cole. Think he could drive one deep in the outfield.
There's a payoff pitch. Cole fouls it off. Another 3-2. And he got him. One down. Down and in. Here comes Jeff Bannister. The revolving door in the bullpen continues to spin around. Bullpen. Spencer Patton will come in for the bullpen. Face Mike Trout with the bases loaded, one out.
Once he pitched to a 3-2 slider with the bases loaded. Swing and miss against Kellen for Freeman.
Sponsors certainly love this inning. Pitching change. Halos up 4-2. Last night in relief, threw a total of 13 pitches last night. Had one inning, had one walk, no runs coming across. Formerly the Kansas City Royals, picked up in a trade last year for Jason Frazier. He'll face Mike Trout here with the bases loaded. Trout today has been on board all three times. The home run a walk and a single. Home run the first, his 30th of the year. Picked up his 60th, one batted in. He has Perez standing at third, Robertson at second, Giavotella at first. Trout did not face Patton last night. Pujols to follow. Off speed upstairs.
One of the three-quarter delivery on his slider. That becomes more hittable at over the plate for Mike Trout. Trout throughout this entire game has put himself in very good hitters counts throughout. Showing patience.
Two-0 pitch. Two balls, one strike. 4-2 Halos here in the sixth. One run in.
Two. Hearing the MVP chants in the stadium here now for Mike Trout.
Two. Downstairs, full count.
Martinez tried that against him last at bat to Trout and singled into left field.
Any advantage you can get.
Exactly. Call it the timing of a hitter.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Foul back.
He was on that one. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. On the heart of the plate, and fouled that one straight back.
Full count with one out. Payoff again. Trout with jam, fouls it off. Had another meeting with Tomas Telis, this time with Spencer Patton.
So now 4 straight fastballs. Maybe that quick conversation when you want to go with a slider here, you're going to stick with the fastball.
Inning started. Conor Gillespie drawing a walk. This is out toward right center field. DeSeal's going back. Slam-a-lama ding-dong. Grand salami for Mike Trout. 8-2 Halos.
There's a reason why the fans were chanting MVP for Mike Trout. Again, going the other way. Fastball, he came back again with a fastball. 93, fastball down and in, and crushed the ball out to right center field for his second home run to that part of the field here at the Big 8 today.
fourth multi-homer game of the season for Mike Trout. 31 home runs on the year as Albert fouls this one back, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Amazing talent. Mike Trout, 93-mile-an-hour fastball, down and in, and hits it out to right center field.
1-2. Pujols 1 for 3 with a single and a stolen base. The stolen base is 100th of his career.
With that 100th stolen base of his career, Albert Pujols, one of just 4 major league players ever with 100 stolen bases, 500 or more home runs, and a batting average career-wise over 300. The others, Babe Ruth, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron. Pretty impressive category and to be involved in for Albert Pujols.
He said he's going to try until he got 100 stolen bases, and then he would probably stop. It's a nice round number.
Doesn't need any more stolen bases. He'll just take the home runs and the batting average.
Albert goes down swinging on the slider for out number 2. On a 3-2 pitch to Mike Trout.
And the location of the pitch is down and in. He's able to get his hands inside the baseball, tucks his hands in, and drives it out the other way. The leverage he creates to hit the ball that hard the other way goes right in the net. He can do everything well. Right in the Trout net. It's incredible.
It's already been branded. Be sure to run to the team store and get your Trout net.
No doubt.
Seriously. That's awesome. All the pitching changes here in the 6th inning. The only one that worked was Freeman against Calhoun. Big error, too, by Anthony Bass himself.
By the way,
things.
Trout is 3 for 3 on the game, by the way, too,
yeah,
with a walk. 2 more runs scored.
Came in tied for the American League lead in runs scored with Brian Dozier of the Twins. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ibar 0 for 2. A fly ball to left, a ground down, and a sac fly. Full count.
There it is. That's awesome.
Foul back.
Hey, it's all about timing. I'm going to have to add a few seconds in on that for the bigs for Mike Trout.
Diving stop by Moreland. And a nice play by the Ranger first baseman. Finally ends the 6th inning, but Mike Trout caps a scoring. Second home run of the ball game. This one a grand slam. 6 complete. The Angels up 8-2.
WC. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast, free quote and see how much you can save. And by Hyundai, great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. Top of the 7th inning, the Halos up by the score of 8-2. Mike Trout, no problem with that wrist. He's been on board 4 times today with a couple of home runs, tying his career high in RBIs with 5. Now with 31 home runs on the season, 64 RBIs. Trevor Gott takes over on the mound here to pitch the 7th. He'll face 9, 1 and 2. Taylor, DeShields, and Odor. Pitched last night, threw a total of 7 pitches. 2/3 of an inning.
That good fastball, 95 to 98. Getting better and better, more comfortable with his slider and changeup also.
Lisa switch inning catcher bounces this one back up the middle, knocked down by the glove. Giavotella bare hands and fires to first and gets the out. Nice play by Johnny Giavotella for the first out here in the 7th.
Slowed down by Gott. This recovery by Giavotella with Eric Ibar in the vicinity as well. Cuts across. Both trying to use the bare hand, and Giavotella off balance, perfect throw. Job of being balanced and still, that ball was still kind of moving in his hand. Able to throw it, little palm ball over to first base.
That's the toughest part of any infielder coming in on the ball. That's bare hand. Make sure that you get a good grip on it. Some guys, Beltre in particular, one of the best ever, I think.
I've never seen anybody better coming in on a slow roll or a bunt than Beltre.
It's like a magnet, the way he's able to do that with the bare hand.
I mean, Scott Rowland was very good. Mike Schmidt
was
a big
guy,
yes,
too.
But Adrian Beltre, for me, the best I've seen.
DeShields 1 for 3, a single in the 3rd. Bouncer towards short, you're going to have to hurry. Boy, what speed by DeShields. Got him.
And does he get down running fast. No, DeShields is doing a nice job. He's just trying to put the ball on the ground and utilizing that speed. He had a real close play. Well, that batting average of 275 because he's putting the ball in play. A nice play by Eric Ibar. Some very good defensive plays throughout this game for Eric Ibar.
Odor takes that pitch inside. Odor 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Two and 1. And Odor gets into one down the right field line, hooking, and it is foul.
Just a strike.
That's a swing and a miss. Ball gets away, and it's a strikeout wild pitch. Odor will reach.
Pretty good indication how much movement that pitch had on it.
Some serious running action on it.
That was 98.
Well, they call that a pass ball on a wild pitch. So it brings up Beltre. 1 for 3 game. Fastball high. That 6th inning
It unfolded with the 5 runs coming across. Martinez charged with 4 earned. Bass 3 runs, 2 earned. Patton 1.
He did pitch that inning, Martinez?
Yes, he did. He started off the inning by walking Connor Gillespie. Two balls, 1 strike. Wandy Rodriguez, the veteran, getting ready now for Texas.
That pitch got a lot of the strike zone. And that late movement at 98, lower part of the strike zone. God did not get the call.
2-2. Halos in the bottom of the 7th have Crone, Gillespie, and Perez coming up. Bouncer out the body. Odor tying his shoes over at first base. That's why we're waiting around a little bit. Big rip.
Also in that big 6th inning was the fact that Andrew Heaney threw another very good game today for the Halos. 6 innings, has 2 earned runs.
Allowing 2 runs in those 6 innings. Back toward the middle. Giavitelli can't get it. A single. Odor stops at second.
Designated hitter, number 84, Prince Fielder.
Rangers are not going to roll over. They certainly haven't done it in either the first 2 games of the series. Last night with a 3-run 8th inning. Take the lead, eventually the win.
Yeah, they can swing the bat. Pretty deep lineup, 1 through 9.
Strikeout pass ball. With Odor on base. Now Beltre with a single, and now a conversation on the mound. Fielder 0 for 2. Ground out in second. Hit by a pitch and a run score to the 4th. A fly ball to left in the 5th. Keona Kello, the right-hander, getting ready now, along with Wandy Rodriguez. One ball, 1 strike.
slow down his arm motion on the changeup there for Trevor Gott. And to keep that same arm angle, same motion as your fastball.
Three balls, one strike. Moreland on deck. Seven hits for Texas, 9 for the Angels. Both teams have left 6 on. Texas threatening here. 2 on. That one's up and in. Well, they're loaded up now.
Let's see a visit from Mike Butcher now.
First baseman, number 18, Mitch Moreland.
Dallas pitched last night. They'll get loose. 1/3 of an inning. Kansas City defeated Houston earlier today 5-1, so the Angels with an opportunity to pick up a game in the standings. Seattle trailing Toronto 5-3. That game's the bottom of the 7th. Seattle lost yesterday. Oakland's lost 3 in a row. They are currently trailing the Giants 4-3. That game's the bottom. The 8th inning, I think it is. 6th inning, pardon. Here it's 8-2 Angels. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Moreland takes outside. Moreland 0 for 3. Getting the start today at first base. Ground ball to first, fly ball to left, and fielder's choice in 5th. That is line to center field. That'll get down and bring home 2. Odor and Beltre come in to score, and it's 8-4. Trevor Gott getting himself into a pickle here and able to get out of it.
Shortstop, number 1, Elvis Andrews.
I'm going to go right after him, right down pretty much heart of the plate at 97. What a good swing by Moreland once again up the middle, driving in 2.
Another meeting with Perez now. Waiting to see if Salas is ready to go. Might just be a stall tactic. Seems to get the high sign for the pen. Maybe Scioscia's going to make the way out. And here comes Scioscia right on cue. So we're going to have a pitching change here in the bottom, or pardon me, the top of the 7th inning. A lot of pitching changes at the bottom of the 6th, but Trevor Gott unable to finish off the 7th. 2 runs in, 2 men on. And Salas coming on in relief. The Angels up 8-4. On, he'll be facing Elvis Andrus once he is complete with his warm-up pitches. Ando pitched last night through 10 pitches in his 1/3 of an inning. 1-1 record of 4.03 ERA. Throwing the ball much better here in the month of July. Prince Fielder standing at second base. Moreland at first. 8-4. His 2 base runners belonging to Gott. He's already allowed 2 runs this inning. Elvis Andrus today 2 for 3, double and a single. Five hits in the series. Ball 1. Off-speed pitch gets to the inside corner. Evens a count at 1-1.
Mentioned this Texas club, they just don't give in when it comes to swinging the bat. Battle the way back in each one of these games so far.
Andrus lofts one out to right field. It's playable for Calhoun. 2 runs in for Texas here in the 7th. Stretch time at the big game. The Angels lead is 8-4.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps.
Astros Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all 3 night games.
C.J. Wilson and Colin McHugh on Tuesday night. Jared Richards and Lance McCullers on Wednesday. And Hector Santiago, Scott Kazmir going on Thursday night.
Should be a great series. The Astros still playing well. Had a tough time in Kansas City, but Kazmir threw the ball well in his debut as an Astro.
Keona Keller takes over here in the bottom of the 7th inning to face Crone, Gillespie, and Perez. Second appearance of the series for Keller. 47th game, 5-5 record, a 2.85 ERA, has 1 save. 11 pitches in Friday's contest. His outing ended up with a strikeout of Albert Pujols looking. Crone hacking away at that breaking ball, and it's an 0-1 count. CJ with a walk, a home run, and a strikeout, so he's 1 for 2.
Keller with a good fastball, 93-98, curveball like you just saw there, and a changeup. That's a good straight over the top 12-6 break on his curveball.
Gets jammed, flares with foul. Nice catch. The count remains at 0-2. 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and 8 left on for Texas. 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors. 6 men left on for the Angels. 3 home runs today. 1 by Crone, 2 by Trout. Foul back. CJ's a line drive over the fence left. That was leading off the 4th inning against Nick Martinez. At that point, tied the game up at 2. Bouncing a 1.5 feet in front of the plate. Fastball away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Those 2 runs that came across the top of the inning, unearned runs against Trevor Gott because of the pass ball. Otherwise, it would have been the 3rd out of the inning. Joe Smith getting ready now. This is cute back toward the middle. Elvis Andrus to his left. 1 down.
Third baseman, number 22, Connor Gillespie.
Gillespie started off that big inning last inning with that walk.
That was the last batter Nick Martinez faced. 3 walks that he issued on the afternoon. Anthony Bass came in, then on the sac bunt attempt by Perez, Bass had a throwing error. The Angels went to work from there. Connor 0 for 2 with that walk, ground down and a fly ball to center. This was flared out to left. A 1-out single for Gillespie, his 3rd hit as an Angel.
All the hits on that side of the field so far for Gillespie going with the pitch.
Taylor Featherston will take over at first base as a pinch runner. And will take over at 3rd as well. Carlos 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a sacrifice. That pitch misses in.
Good sacrifice bunt and then the mistake throw from Bass. Odor unable to catch the throw. Low throw to first base. It set up the big inning.
Pitch out, nothing's happening. He almost throws it away.
Well, you've really put your pitcher in a bind now. 2-0 count. Anticipating a hit and run.
Three balls, no strikes. Robertson on deck. Featherston takes off, and the pitch is off the plate. It's a 4-pitch walk. So 2 on and 1 out for Robertson. Singleton scored in the 6th inning. 1 for 2 game. Matt Joyce got the start at left field, but then departed in the 4th, top of the 4th inning, in a collision with Eric Ibar out in shallow left field. Ibar making a catch on a shallow fly ball. Ibar was down for a while as well. It looked like Joyce took a knee to the chest, chin area, taken out of the game. Walked off the field on his own, which was a good sign. Once we hear from the Angels, we will forward that information on. If not, we'll get it on Angels Live postgame. Robertson hits one out toward left center field. Rua's not going to get this one. He'll go all the way to the wall. A one-hopper. Featherston will score. Being waved around as Carlos Perez. The throw from Rougned Odor on the first base side. It's safe. Gets away from Talese. Here comes Robertson. He scores. Little league home run for Daniel Robertson. 11 for Angels.
That's some speed for Robertson. He crushed that baseball and never hesitated running around the bases. With the throw getting away at home plate, comes around and scores. No backup. What a good swing though by Robertson. 2 back-to-back solid swings. It looked like they had a shot at a play at the plate. Robertson, good swings, good hustle. 11-4 lead for the Halos.
Johnny fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Robertson's going to get 2 RBIs on the play. Question is it a double or a triple? I figure Odor will get charged with the error. Two balls and a strike. Two. Bounce and foul.
2-2.
Johnny strikes out swinging for the second out. To her, it's the double or a triple for Robertson. He's early in double at the very least.
He crushed that baseball. Feathers easily going to score, and then Perez, it's going to be a close play. Keller not backing up home plate either. The Phillies tried to catch that ball and apply a tag, but no coverage behind home plate, allowing Robertson to come all the way around to score. As a pitcher, even if you make a mistake, you have to be behind home plate for that protection in case the ball gets away from the catcher.
Keller with 23 pitches thrown here in this bottom of the seventh is done. Looks like Wandy Rodriguez coming out of relief. The Angels leading this one 11-4.
To the plate to face Wandy Rodriguez. Joey Keller giving up the single, a walk, and then the double, as it just announced, to Daniel Robertson. Wandy pitching in his 16th game, 6-4 record. All 15 games this year starts for him. 84 innings, 89 hits, 68 strikeouts, and 33 walks with a 4.07 ERA. Cole pulls one toward the shift. Odor has it. That is the third out of the inning.
The Angels tack on 3 runs. We'll head to the 8th. It's 11-4 Halos.
For the 8th, Joe Smith coming in. Angels leading the Rangers 11-4. Well, the legend certainly grows for one Mike Trout. Hey, everybody, I'm Patrick O'Neill. Stick around after this game for Angels Live. Tim Salmon, Jose Mota, Alex Curry, and we're hoping Troutnet guy. That's right, Mike Trout hits a grand slam, and it lands into the net of the Troutnet guy. This guy comes to a lot of games. That thing's 2 feet in diameter. Is it possible Mike Trout was actually aiming for the net? Let's get this kid a ball. Absolutely incredible. A home run, another single, an injury in between to scare us, and then the grand slam. So a lot of that, Victor and Gooby, in our Angels Live postgame show, and we're hoping to have Troutnet guy join us for the postgame show. Hopefully, maybe we can add some of this to his Before the Bigs Mike Trout on Friday.
Hey, Patrick, see if you can get it trending.
Oh, it's trending already.
Troutnet guy.
Troutnet guy. Mike Trout, 2 home runs, grand slam, both to right center field. Baseball carrying very well here at the Big A. The right center field today crushes at both those swings.
Joe Smith on the pitch here in the 8th inning. Through 23 pitches last night. Ended up taking the loss as Hamilton gets booed once again. Fouls the first one off. Josh today 0 for 3.
Nice job once again by Fernando Salas coming in the game, getting that quick out.
Hamilton with a ground down, 2 strikeouts. One, 2 from Joe. Missed it. This one's lifted in the air to right. Cole comes in on that one. Blow that shot shy. Puts it away. 1 down.
Was still very aggressive on that first pitch.
Oh, 1 pitch. Brewer bounces it off his body, and it's an 0-2 count. Well, you look at Joe's line last night, it didn't look pretty. A third of an inning, 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 walk. Nothing really squared up. It was just one of those innings that fell behind on hitters. A couple of infield knocks. But it snowballed on them. And you know what? The Rangers took advantage of it, scored 3 times.
And it's putting the ball in play. We saw with Minnesota, especially their first couple games. Same thing with Boston. A lot of swing and misses, strikeouts.
Called strike 3. Down goes Rua, 2 outs.
The bottom line is put it in play. Sometimes you find a hole.
Pitcher number 6, Austin Davies.
Tomas Telis 0 for 2, but was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the 4th inning. Picked up a second run batted in. One. Handles in the bottom of the 8th have Trout, Pujols, and Ibar coming up. It'll be Wandy Rodriguez coming back out. Got into the seats quickly. 1-2. He's putting up good numbers at AAA Round Rock. The AAA All-Star game. Just below 300. Switch hitting catcher. At the start today, just 23 years of age. Andrew Heaney, 6th start as an Angel. 6 innings, 2 runs, 6 hits.
Once again, giving the Angels quality innings also.
Heaney has made, as mentioned, 6 starts. He's got at least 6 innings in all of those starts, and he's allowed 2 or fewer earned runs in each of those starts. This one out to left for Robertson. A 1-2-3 inning for Joe Smith. Right to the bottom of the 8th. Trout, Pujols, and Ibar coming up for the Angels. Trout to lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning with the Halos up 11-4. It's a multi-homer game for Trout. 7th of his career. 4th this season. He's never had a 3-homer game. People looking to strike. Wandy Rodriguez. And then got Cole Calhoun to line out to finish off the 7th.
What a game for Trout. Showed the 2 home runs, but also a big base hit. Worked a walk. Let's see what he can do on a baseball field.
1 for 4 in his career against Rodriguez. Takes inside. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Five RBIs on the afternoon, matching a career high for. 3 hits on the day. That is lifted down the line. Slicing toward foul territory. Hamilton not to get there. Two balls, 2 strikes. Two now. Down low. Full count.
Pretty cool. The curtain call, too, for Trout. You don't see that all that often here. It's fun to see Mike Trout to go out. He's not used to it himself.
3-2, foul back. Broken back, flare out to left center. That'll get down.
Why not?
Yeah. 2 singles, 2 home runs, and a walk.
First baseman, number 5, Albert.
4th of the afternoon for the Angels.
Jams him with a fastball, a little cut fastball. It's strong enough to fight that into the outfield for a base hit for Trout.
Here's Albert. Pujols 1 for 4 today with a single. Check swing roller to second. Doors only plays to first, 1 out. John in the scoring position now. We'll bring up Eric Ibar. Houston Street getting ready. Houston has pitched in this series. Pitching's picking up career save number 300 Wednesday. It was against the Twins. And with an off day tomorrow, give him some work. Texas has the top of its order coming up in the 9th. Little bleeder out to left. That will get down for a hit. Trout comes in to score. It's an RBI single for Eric Ibar. Makes it 12-4 Angels.
Also keep in mind that great play that Eric Ibar made on that pop-up. At that point, Texas leaded the game 2-1. Gets that ball when he had that collision with Matt Joyce. A solid defensive play gets an RBI single. His second RBI. The game had a sac fly back in the 5th inning for Eric Ibar.
Kyle Kubica comes in to pitch run for Eric.
First base for your Angels, number 18, Kyle Kubica.
Featherstone will go to short. Kubica to third.
Kubica, no relation to you, right?
Just a great last name, too.
Okay, just a Z.
He's Kubi. That's what
Kubi.
Yes, that's what Mike Scioscia calls him.
That's cute.
Kubi.
Kubi.
I kid you not.
Crone 1 for 3 with a home run. That was in the 4th. Ibar, by the way, 2 RBIs on the afternoon, 34 on the season now. 3-1. Kubica going back to first. Handles with 5 runs in the 6th inning. The capper, of course, the Trout slam. 3 runs in the 7th, 1 here in the 8th. And a little jam shot past Odor into right. That's just one of those games today. Seen some baseball squared up, a lot of jam shots falling into the Angels.
Yeah, we saw that the last couple of games for the Rangers. Put the ball in play.
And all things considered, if you pick up a win, great. You
to avoid being swept at home to finish off what started off to be a very, very good homestand. You go into the off day feeling pretty good about yourself. 14 hits so far for the ball club going into a big series beginning on Tuesday.
In a hitter's ballpark down there at Minute Maid. We showed the graphic to start the game in our opening about what the team has done as far as the homestand. 6-3, have a chance to be 7-3 on this homestand.
Houston lost today. A win for the Angels would put them back sole possession atop the West by a game. As Featherston fouls this one back. First plate appearance for him today. Texas would fall to 7.5. Seattle has fought back. They're in the ninth, tied at 5 with Toronto. Oakland still trailing San Francisco 4-3. Battle of the Bay. It's 12-4 Halos. One ball and strike.
Off day tomorrow will be a lot of interesting conversation about potential moves being made as far as the trade deadline getting that much closer.
Featherston rips one down the line. She's headed toward the corner. Kubica will come in to score. Crone is going to be stopped at third. RBI double for Featherston. 13-4 Angels.
Now that baseball was squared up. Right down the line for Featherston. The pitch was elevated. Off-speed pitch, changeup.
Featherston with his third double of the year picks up his 5th RBI. There's Carlos Perez. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, a sac bunt, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Carlos trying to shoot one the other way, fouls it off. Oh, 2. Robertson on deck.
Daniels had himself a nice afternoon coming in to replace Matt Joyce, who was hurt on a collision with Eric Ibar back in the 4th inning.
So foul back. Count remains at 0-2. The only out of this inning, the ground down by Pujols. Check swing. Called strike 3, 2 outs. That's Robertson. By the way, dropped today, according to Matt Birch of the Angels. First Angels player with 4 more hits, 3 or more runs, 5 or more RBIs in a game since Garrett Anderson did it on August 21st, 2007. 4-hit game today. 11th time in his career he's had 4 hits. Robertson lifting one down the line.
Research guys with the Angels have to work hard every single day Mike Trout plays a game, looking for when was the last time or if it's ever been done before.
Remember back in the 4th inning, a huge scare down low. Little fly ball to shallow center field, a diving attempt by Trout. Ball hit off the glove. Glove kind of rolled over. Mike came up holding that left wrist area. One big collective gasp can be heard throughout Southern California. As
stayed in the game and clearly
Yeah.
more than fine.
Yeah, I think it's a chance to rest it tomorrow.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Three more runs scored for Trout. And here's that play, twisting the wrist. Clearly you can see the discomfort in his face just as he rolls over.
Two. Robertson bounces it foul.
Then in the very same inning, Eric Ibar and Matt Joyce, a collision in shallow left field.
Just to end the inning here.
That's a great play to be able to not only hold on to that baseball. At that point, Texas with a 2-1 lead.
The knee of Ibar going right into the chin face area of Matt Joyce. That's why he was taken out of the game. Robertson skies one out to right center. Leonis Martin, the new center fielder, is there, makes the grab, and the Angels are done here in the 8th. They tack on to 2 runs. We will head to the 9th. Angels leading at 13-4. There's just one off, getting some work in prior to the off day tomorrow in the Astros series, beginning on Tuesday night. 37th game, 3-2 record, a 2.21 ERA, picked up career save number 300 in the 5-2 win over the Twins Wednesday.
It's all about command with his fastball. Just loves to spot that fastball, 88 to 90 range. Very good changeup and slider. Many conversations with him over this homestand about the opportunity to get save number 300, about getting ahead of counts, high leverage situations down in the bullpen, all those things that we've talked about and other people have talked about for bullpens, which become really important here down the stretch for a lot of teams trying to make the postseason.
A couple of changes for the Angels. C.J. Cron is no longer the DH. He's the first baseman. Featherston at short. Kyle Kubica at third. Leonis Martin stepping up for his first plate appearance of the afternoon. Took over for DeShields. At the bottom of the 8th, center field. We'll look at the strike. Martin did 215 in 85 games this year. 5 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Loop route to shallow left center field. Now get down for leadoff single.
Additional defensive change for your Angels, moving from designated hitter to first base. Number 24, C.J. Cron.
24 hits combined now
Now
between
batting
these two teams today.
second baseman, number 12, Orioles.
Odor gets into one to deep right field. That will get out of here. 2-run blast. His second home run of the series. And it is 13-6 now.
Well, he's hit everything hard throughout this series. See how quick this swing is. Pitch upstairs. Belt high. That good leverage, that back leg.
Adam Rosales pitch hitting here for Beltre. Three RBIs in the game for Odor. Check swing, didn't go. Houston trying to close it out for Andrew Heaney, looking for his 5th win. 6 innings today. 2 runs allowed. In the dirt. Heaney went 6, got 2/3 of an inning, struggled with command, also gave up 2 unearned runs in the 7th because of the pass ball by Carlos Perez. Salas in 3rd. Smith pitched a 1-2-3-8, and now Street here in the 9th. Two on the way. That's a full count. Gonzalez pulls one to 3rd. Kuby has it. 1 out.
I see you working.
Let's make sure you still pay attention. It's been a long afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of pitches thrown today.
A lot of base runners.
No doubt. A lot of pitchers. Both sides.
19 runs, 25 hits.
There's Fielder. The DH 0 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch, drawn a walk. So he fouls this one off.
There's a lot of baseballs down to that side of the field on the stands.
Here's the 0-1. Fielder pulls this one toward first, and Crone stopped going after it. Sneak through for a base hit.
First baseman.
Fielder with the base hit. And now Mitch Moreland up. Texas went out with 11 hits. Moreland a 1 for 4 game, 2 RBI single in the 7th. Pulls this one down the line. That's a fair ball. Toward the corner, Fielder on his way to 3rd. As Cole comes up with it, fires it in. And Moreland with a double, so another hit. And now Texas with runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out.
Shortstop, number 1, Elvis Andrews.
Always the most difficult thing when the closer comes in a game, a significant lead, trying to get work in, especially with an off day. Hasn't been out there in a while for Houston Street. Help to keep that edge going.
Ground ball to short. Featherston has it. Got Moreland in a run down here. 2 outs. Fielder scores. And it's 13-7.
It looks at a strike. 0 for 4 today. And a ground out, 2 strikeouts, and a fly ball to right. Just low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Three runs in here in the 9th for Texas against Houston. Just 1 strike away from salvaging the finale of this 3-game set, taking a 1-game lead in the American League West. Houston having lost early today.
Start the second half with a half a game lead on the Astros. Will gain half a game, so go down to Houston for that game on Tuesday with a game lead in the division.
Here comes the 1-2. Hamilton takes low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Heaney would move to 5-0 on the season. Nick Martinez would take the loss. He would go to 5-6. Two to Hamilton. Fouled off. Another 2-2. Swing and a miss. Light that baby up as the Angels take the finale of this 3-game set. 13-7 the final.
What an impressive game here today by Mike Trout and the Angels. 4 for 5. 2 home runs, a grand slam, 5 RBI. Andrew Heaney goes to 5-0. Solid performance by him. But the story of that game, Mike Trout, what an effort by him. The reigning MVP putting up unbelievable numbers once again today for the Halos.
4th multi-homer game of the season for Trout. A 4-hit performance, on base all 5 times, tying a career high with RBIs with 5. The Angels a total of 15 hits. It wasn't as clean as you would have liked to have seen it going into that 9th inning, but the Angels pick up the victory nonetheless, 13-7. And they take a game lead in the American League West. Texas drops to 7.5 back as they win the series, taking the first 2 games on Friday and Saturday.
Really nice to see Andrew Heaney once again. You mentioned that 5-0. What a job he has done for this rotation, just dealing, aggressively working the counts. Again, another quality start for Andrew Heaney.
Well, he gave everyone a scare, but he stayed in the game and had a fantastic game. Mike Trout is down on the field with Alex Curry. Alex.
Thank you, Victor. Mike, what a homestand. Kicking it off with a walk-off home run and finishing it with a grand slam. Do you ever pinch yourself that all this is happening?
It's just we're having fun. Can't explain it.
It was bound to happen.
But, we're just having fun. We're pitching well. We're hitting well. It's a good feeling in that clubhouse right now.
Did you see it go right into the Trout net? Were you aiming for that?
Yeah, me and Cole have been trying to throw it in there for the past 2 games. Haven't had much success, but winning, that's pretty cool.
Now, I think you gave everyone in Major League Baseball a scare there with that diving attempt. What happened and how's it feeling?
Yeah, no, it's my glove got tucked underneath the grass. Good thing my glove came off, but it feels good. So it should be good.
Now, the offense came alive today. How confident are you guys that you can keep this going into the big series in Houston?
Yeah, no, it's we got definitely a big series coming up. Take it 1 game at a time and have fun on the off day tomorrow and just get back to business on Monday.
Well, congratulations on a great game. Well, Angels take game 3 of this homestand. Great homestand and a Mike Trout grand slam right into the Trout net. Stick around for Angels Live with Patrick O'Neill, Jose Mota, and Tim Salmon coming up next.